Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Ariana and I am the therapist next door. So today's video is going to be all about my morning routine. I wanted to share exactly what my morning routine was because it's something that I really feel helps me stay grounded and sane, and I feel like the more consistent I am with it, really the more productive I am and the better my mood and energy levels are throughout the day. So the first thing that I usually do is when I wake up, I try my best not to check my phone. I'm still working on that. So sometimes I do check a few things for a few minutes, but before I get out of bed, there are 3 things that I do. And I try to do them as soon as possible after I wake up. The first one being a short meditation. I would say that I've been on a meditation journey for the past few years and really being more consistent this year, meditating almost every single day with a few exceptions here and there. And I've tried a lot of different meditations. I've tried some of Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations. I've read a book on some other meditation techniques, but for me, where I'm at in my journey of meditation is I prefer guided meditations, and I'm still kind of at that 10-minute mark. So typically I will go on YouTube and I will scroll through and just search morning meditation. And again, I typically pick ones that are around 10 minutes long. Sometimes when I'm just not feeling it, I will do a shorter meditation, anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, and also anywhere up to 15 to 20 minutes if I'm really feeling like meditating for a longer period of time. So that's typically the first thing I do. And I would really encourage you to just kind of use your intuition in terms of picking which meditation. If you do happen to want to use YouTube and you're looking for a guided meditation, you know, even if you just like the thumbnail or you like the description, sometimes it's like for positive energy or for grounding or for productive day or abundance, just kind of go with whatever you're feeling that day. Also, a lot of meditations, especially morning meditations, will recommend that you do them sitting up. And, you know, I do recommend that you try to do that as best you can, but there are some mornings where I do choose to just do my meditation lying down because that's just what intuitively is calling to me. So I just encourage you to follow your intuition when you are choosing how you're going to meditate and if you're going to use a guided meditation to do so. And try not to judge yourself. A lot of times people have misguided ideas about what meditation is, thinking that your mind has to be blank for it to work, and that's really hard for a beginner to intermediate, even to advanced level. So the point is not to clear your mind necessarily for those full 10 minutes, but you're just kind of practicing, just like you're training your body if you were exercising. You're just practicing sitting still, listening, following the instructions for the breathing, and just really being present. And your mind may wander and you're just gonna bring it back. So try to just be gentle with this process and know that it may take a while for you to even get up to 10 minutes. I started doing my meditations for 3 minutes when I first started a few years ago. So just be patient. It is a process, but I do promise you it's very beneficial. There's so much research on the benefits of meditation. I encourage you to go ahead and look for that. There's a lot of books on that too. So the second thing that I do, again, before I even get out of bed, is I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for in my journal/agenda. So to kind of streamline this process, I make sure to keep my agenda/journal right by my nightstand so that I don't even have to kind of think about it. I could just reach over, grab it, and it even has a nice little bookmark where I can just open to the page I need to. I'm using the Law of Attraction planner this year, and I used it a couple years ago. I really like it. I have to be honest, I don't fully use it to all of its advantage, but I do like to kind of keep track that I meditated that day. Sometimes I will write goals for the week, and I for sure have been using it to write down the 3 things that I'm grateful for. I encourage you to just, if you're going to choose to try this, just be intuitive. Some days it might be harder to think of things. You could literally be grateful for your dog or for the sun or for getting a good night's rest. It could literally be anything. Once again, there's a lot of research out there in how helpful it is to be in the energy and the frequency of gratitude. We typically manifest a lot more from that vibration. I think it's just a great way to start your day. The third thing I do before I get out of bed is to pull an angel card. The ones that I use they're not necessarily religious. I got them from House of Intuition here in West Hollywood. This is the box for the ones that I have. I really love the illustrations, they're really beautiful, and of course I love all of the angel cards and all of the messages that they have. There's instructions in the book that comes in the box for how to use them, but what I typically do is I take them out of the box and I'll just kind of shuffle them around a little bit so they look like this. Once I get a good feeling for, they feel like I've shuffled them enough, typically it's not that much, just spread them out and then I'll just literally pick the one that calls to me. So for example, today the card that I picked is called Step Into the Unknown, and that is the illustration that goes for it. But I'll just kind of share like some of the other ones because they're just so beautiful. For example, there's that one, this one. They're so pretty, and once I've picked a card, what I will do is I'll go into the little book and then I'll read more of what the description is. And basically what this does for me is it just kind of maybe helps me bring some awareness into an area, maybe even set an intention for my day and be mindful of what the particular message is that I'm getting. Again, I'm not religious. I do consider myself spiritual. So, if you're spiritual too, this would probably be a really good fit for you. If this doesn't resonate with you, please don't use it. But it's something that I really enjoy as part of my morning routine. Okay, so the next thing I do, which is pretty obvious, is I get out of bed. I typically stretch a little bit. I happen to have like a pull down shutter in my room that covers my sliding glass door to my balcony, and so I just open that up and I like to just kind of step outside, take a few deep breaths, just kind of express gratitude for another day. And then what I do is I walk my dog. So I kind of just get him ready, put his harness and leash on, and we just go. Typically we walk for 15 to 20 minutes. It's really not that long, but I really like to try my best to not take my phone on this walk and just be really mindful. I might be looking at the trees or looking at my dog, or just taking some mindful breaths and just trying to be present and start my day off with a little bit of movement and of course some mindfulness. So the next thing that I do is that I make myself a pretty healthy, hearty breakfast. So I do love eggs. I typically will make like an egg scramble, have some avocado, some toast, and have my coffee. And I'm really blessed that I get to kind of ease into my day. I typically don't start seeing clients until the afternoon. So I typically start around noon or 1 in terms of work. And so I do have the luxury of time. I know not everybody has that time, but I do recommend you nourish your body with some good food before you really get off to starting your day. This is just like self-care, taking care of yourself and making time to make sure that your body is running like a well-oiled machine. And the last thing that I do before I'm ready to kind of move on with my day and shower and get ready for work is I like to make my bed. I used to be more of, I would say, a messy person, and I feel like as I've gotten older, I've gotten more organized, and I really feel like it's just feels good to make my bed. I feel like my room looks better. I feel better. It just makes me feel, makes me feel more organized when I'm looking around and I'm ready to kind of start my day. So that's the last thing I do. And I recently read an article that said that it's good to kind of uncover your bed for at least a few minutes, even up to an hour, just to let the sunlight in and like kill off all the bacteria and all the dust mites. So that's just like a little extra kind of gross tidbit that I realized I was already doing. So you may want to try that as well. And that's pretty much it for my morning routine. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your morning routines are, and I will definitely see you guys soon. Authentically yours, Ariana.